In this video, we're breaking down some incredible things you need to see, eat, and do in Brussels, and valuable information about going to Ghent and Bruges for the day. Plus, we've got a surprise day trip destination at the end, a perfect day trip to another country you probably haven't thought about. Let's get into it. To go from the airport to the city, we booked our bus tickets with flipco.com. To get from Charleroi Airport to the city and back, we flew with Ryanair, which is a low-cost airline in Europe, to Charleroi, but there's also the Brussels airport, which Flipco also operates from. We paid €17 each way, and it takes about an hour, and the buses run every 20 minutes. It's best to book online to avoid long lines at the ticket office. You don't need to pick a specific time. Your ticket is valid for the day you land or depart, plus 4 extra hours into the next day. When you arrive, just follow the big green signs to the Flipco stop, stand in line, and hop on the next available bus. Keep in mind, although they said there's Wi-Fi on the bus, we weren't able to find a connection. It drops you off in front of the Gare Midi train station. From there, we walked 15 minutes to our hotel. If you're curious about where we stayed, check out the blog post linked in the description. For the return trip, you go back to the same spot at Gare Midi, stand in line, and they scan your ticket. It's super easy. Before we talk about visiting other cities, let's go over the best things to do and places to eat in Brussels. One of the first places you should visit is the Royal Gallery of Saint-Hubert, a stunning covered shopping arcade filled with elegant boutiques, cafes, and chocolate shops. This is the perfect place to pick up some Belgian chocolates. We suggest Les Délices du Roi or Marie as well. You can browse for gifts, and you can also grab some waffles at Maison d'Andoy, which we'll talk about in more detail later. Of course, no trip to Brussels is complete without visiting the Grand Place, the city's most famous square. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's surrounded by ornate buildings, the town hall, and Brussels City Museum. It is as beautiful in the day as it is at night. Another fun must-see is Mannequin Peace and his counterpart Janneke Peace, 2 statues of kids peeing into the fountain. Mannequin Peace, the little boy, has over 1,000 outfits, and his wardrobe is regularly updated for different events and holidays. Apparently, there's also a dog version called Zenneke Peace, but we haven't seen it, unfortunately. If you enjoy art, the Royal Museum of Fine Arts is worth a visit. A standard entry ticket costs €10, and we highly recommend getting the audio guide for an extra €4. There are different ticket options depending on what art you prefer. We chose the Old Masters collection, which focuses on paintings from the 15th to the 18th century, but there's a lot of art to explore. If you're looking to save money, admission is free on the first Wednesday of every month from 1 p.m. until closing. The best time to visit for fewer crowds is early afternoon during the low season. The museum is conveniently located within walking distance of the Grand Place, so there's no need to worry about public transport. And speaking of public transport, the metro is the fastest way to get across the city, with 4 main lines operating from 5:30 in the morning to midnight. Trams are a great option if you want a more scenic route, and buses cover areas that the metro doesn't reach. A single ticket costs €2.70, but if you're planning to use it a lot, you can get 10 journeys from €80-90. We highly recommend downloading the public transport app to navigate the city and purchase tickets easily. Another iconic site is the Atomium, a massive building shaped like an atom originally built for the 1958 World Expo. You can go inside to see exhibitions, enjoy panoramic views from the top, and learn about the history of science and architecture. Tickets cost around €17. All the activities we mentioned in the video will be linked in the description, so definitely go check that out. Visit St. Michael and St. Gudula Cathedral. It's one of the most important churches in Belgium, and the stained glass windows are unlike any we've seen. If you would like an organized itinerary for your trip to Brussels, including a lot of the activities we mentioned in the video plus day trips, definitely check out our Belgium itinerary. It includes full 3-day itineraries for Brussels, Ghent, Bruges, and our surprise destination, plus detailed info about each activity, link to buy tickets, Google Maps locations, and more. So if you're interested, definitely go check it out. The link is in the description. Okay, on with the video. Okay, now let's talk about waffles. One of the most iconic places to try them is Maison d'Andoy, known for both Belgian waffles, which are light, airy, and rectangular shaped, and Liege waffles, which are denser, caramelized, and slightly chewy. They have several locations, including 2 near the Grand Place, 1 inside the Royal Gallery of Saint-Hubert, and 1 in Sablon, a beautiful and sophisticated neighborhood in Brussels filled with stunning antique shops. However, note that the Sablon location doesn't serve waffles. If you're a chocolate lover, one thing that we love about Brussels is that it smells like chocolate everywhere you go. Mary's Chocolate is an iconic chocolatier that has multiple locations across Belgium and is known for its high-quality handmade chocolates. Another fantastic option is Laurent Gerbot Chocolatier, where we sat in the tea room and had a delicious Belgian hot chocolate along with a chocolate mousse cake. For a fun chocolate experience, visit the Choco Story Museum to learn about chocolate's history and enjoy some tastings. A food experience you cannot miss in Brussels is the Wolf Sharing Food Market. This indoor market has an amazing selection of food stalls from all over the world. We tried the seafood stall and highly recommend their lobster roll. It was so good. We were surprised at how many tables there were everywhere to sit and enjoy your food. On the first night, we ate at Bouillon Bruxelles, which has been around since 1893. We had carbonade de joux, a hearty Flemish beef stew made with beer and onions, and the Liege meatballs. For dessert, we had Belgian chocolate mousse and Île Flottante. It's a meringue dessert that is also typical in France. Bouillons are historically very well known in Paris to be good yet super affordable food in a beautiful setting. The one in Brussels has a similar vibe, but keep in mind it is pricier than the ones in Paris. For a meal with a view, Hard Rock Cafe is a great option as it overlooks the Grand Place. If you go, ask for a table at the top floor. We stopped by as we were heading out of the restaurant and were so gutted we didn't know that this existed. However, we were on the second floor and still had a great table with a really good view. The food and service were fantastic. But if you're looking for something more traditional, this restaurant that I'm not even going to try to pronounce is a great place to try. It's a cozy restaurant serving traditional Belgian food with a great decor, atmosphere, and service. We recommend the homemade sausage with stomp, mashed potatoes mixed with vegetables like carrots, leeks, or cabbage, and confit bacon, and the beef stew, which was super delicious. In the last year or so, we have reduced our alcohol intake just to be healthy and love trying 0% beers on our trips. So here we tried the unplugged beer and it was really good. Okay, now let's talk day trips. Two of our absolute favorite places in Belgium are Ghent and Bruges, so let's go over how to get there from Brussels and what to do. Remember to stay tuned until the end because we will be revealing our secret day trip. If you're planning on visiting Ghent and Bruges from Brussels, you can book a guided tour that plans the whole thing for you. It includes a walking tour with a guide, tours to important landmarks in both cities, buses to get from one place to the other, lunch, and a lot of other fun stuff, so we've linked it for you in the description if you're interested. Otherwise, we use Omio to book train and bus tickets. It's a great way to compare prices and keep all your tickets in one place. First of all, if you're planning to visit multiple cities in one day, renting a car is a good option. The drive takes about 50 minutes to Ghent. From there, Ghent to Bruges is 45 minutes, and Brussels all the way to Bruges is 1 hour and 20 minutes in total. However, if you're just one or two people, this option comes out much pricier, especially because nowadays they ask for a minimum of 400 euros for a deposit, so public transport might be a better option for you. The fastest and easiest way to get to Ghent from Brussels is by train. The journey takes about 30 minutes and costs 10 to 15 euros one way. Trains depart from Brussels Central, Brussels North, and Brussels Midi stations, so double check your ticket to make sure you go from the correct station. Once you arrive to Ghent St. Peter station, take tram 1 or bus 55 to Ghent St. Jacobs. These will take you to the city centre, which takes around 10 minutes. Ghent's public transport system is operated by Johlene, so we recommend downloading their app. A cheaper but slower option is to take a bus to Ghent, which takes about 1 hour and costs around 5 to 10 euros on Omio. Most buses leave from Brussels North Station and arrive in Ghent Dump, which is about a 20-minute walk from the city centre. The most important sites to see in Ghent are Gramerstein Castle, also known as the Castle of the Counts. This medieval fortress is one of the best preserved castles in Belgium and offers incredible views from the top. Other highlights are St. Barbara's Cathedral, the old post office called The Post, which is now a shopping centre, St. Michael's Church, St. Michael's Bridge, and St. Nicholas's Church. The city is known for its canal, historic buildings, charming streets, and it has an amazing vibe. Check out our video Christmas in Belgium for more things to do in Ghent, no matter the time of year. If you're traveling from Ghent to Bruges, the quickest and easiest option is the train, which takes about 25 minutes and costs around 10 euros one way. Trains leave from Ghent St. Peter station and arrive at Bruges station. From there, you can either take bus 1 or 6 into the city centre in about 10 minutes or enjoy a scenic 20-minute walk through Bruges streets, which we highly recommend because it's so beautiful. A more budget-friendly but slower option, like always, is the bus, which costs around 5 to 7 euros and takes about an hour. Buses depart from Ghent Poort. If you're driving, the trip takes about 45 minutes. If you're coming from Brussels, however, the fastest and most convenient way to get to Bruges is by train. Trains run frequently throughout the day and take about an hour to reach Bruges station. You don't need to book in advance, but you might find cheaper fares if you do. Again, definitely check Omeo to buy the tickets. For a cheaper option, Flixbus offers direct routes from Brussels to Bruges, but the journey takes longer and buses run less frequently. And if you prefer to drive, the journey takes about an hour, but parking in Bruges city centre can be tricky. Be sure to research parking options ahead of time. Bruges is one of our top 9 most underrated places in Europe. If you're going to Brussels and are planning day trips, you most probably haven't considered going to France. Lille is a fantastic day trip from Brussels. It's only 35 minutes away by the TGV Annui high-speed train and is an incredible place to visit and has become one of our favorites. This is a great way to visit 2 countries at once. Lille is known in France as the capital of Flanders, sometimes called a mini Paris because of the Haussmann-style architecture. The fastest way to get there is by train, which takes 35 minutes and costs around 20 to 30 euros one way. Trains depart from Brussels Midi station and arrive at Lille Europe station. And as always, for a cheaper but slower option, you can take the bus, which takes around 1 hour and 45 minutes and costs 10 to 15 euros. Buses leave from Brussels North station. Once you arrive in Lille, your first stop will likely be Grand Place, the city's main square. While Google Maps may tell you it takes 20 minutes to walk there from the train station, in reality it's much quicker, unless you're strolling at an extremely low pace. One of Lille's most impressive landmarks is the Palais des Beaux-Arts, a gorgeous museum that houses an incredible collection of European masterpieces. If you don't have time to visit the whole museum, you can visit the ground floor without any tickets, where you can enjoy the cafe and some art pieces. The entry is free the first Sunday of the month, otherwise it's 7 euros. However, if you don't go inside, the building itself is spectacular, so at the very least take a moment to look at it from the outside. Another must-see in Lille is La Vieille Bourse, the city's old stock exchange. And right next to it is Place du Général de Gaulle. We found a cafe with outdoor seating and enjoyed a coffee in the sun. Just a short walk away, you'll find Lille's Opera House, which is a really stunning building. If you've watched some of our previous videos, you'll know that we love the Big Mama Group restaurant chain, so naturally we had to check out their location in Lille called La Bellezza. As expected, the pizza was just as good as we remembered and we had a fantastic service. However, Lille is also known for its estaminet restaurants, which we didn't get the chance to try this time, but they were highly recommended to us. An estaminet is a traditional cozy restaurant that serves hearty, local French-Flemish food. Think of it as a rustic tavern. For something sweet, Lille has plenty of incredible boulangeries and patisseries. If you're a fan of eclairs, we highly recommend trying the caramel eclair from the French Bastards. It was absolutely delicious. But if you want to visit the most beautiful patisserie in Lille, head straight to Merte. Founded in 1677, the interior is stunning and they have a tea room, a chocolate shop, and the main patisserie where you can pick up some of their famous treats, including their buttery waffle filled with Madagascar vanilla cream. One final tip, we highly recommend choosing your seat when booking your ticket for the ride there. While it's light outside, the scenery along the way is beautiful. Unfortunately, we didn't do this and we were stuck with a seat with half a window. We also wanted to quickly mention another day trip option, which is Ghent in Belgium. The train takes just under 2 hours and costs around 25 euros, so it's definitely something to consider. Thank you for watching. Find out our top hacks when packing your carry-on that you need to know before going on your next trip to save you money and help you travel confidently. Make sure to check out all the links in the description and we'll see you in the next one. Safe travels!